One of the big question marks was, how do you bring four characters together and make it feel like they have a 40-year friendship? And it's a huge challenge for the actors, and it's a big challenge for the movie. And I think the thing that, again, one of those production miracles that happened was these four women who knew each other socially, but hadn't worked together, and they didn't really know each other, some of them. And I think in the making of the movie, they got really close, and they talk on the phone, and they have dinner with each other at each other's houses, and they're texting, and it's like their friendship has become real. And you see it, to me, you see it in the movie. It's like, they reflect a real friendship, and it's because the foundation of what brings people together has brought them together in real life. And it was a blessing that they all had that chemistry. They were the characters. And for me, that collaboration my job was make it true to what the script intended. Work on the script, work with them on the script, and make the script work. And then once we feel good about that and feel like that has a truth to it, my job is, let's deliver on that truth. Their job is bring the character, bring that honesty, bring that that realness. And I mean, they're who they are for a reason. And so, yeah, there was a tremendous amount of pressure, but I think the only way I could sleep at night was to know that they were going to get me through that. I had a much easier job. If you believe that there's another ability or another chapter for you, then the only thing you have to do is overcome the obstacle of your own thought. It's forget society. If society questions it, if society says you're too old or you're too whatever it is, the movie's point of view is forget society. Go for it. It doesn't matter if you're 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, or 80. There's always a next chapter. And I think it's that idea that you just keep going, and you can keep having fun. You can keep having a full life, and there's an opportunity to continue to make it as full and rich and beautiful and fulfilling as you want. Diane is, she's struggling with what it is to be a parent of adult children. And in an age where parenting has become so sort of overblown in terms of the pressure that parents feel to not mess up their kids and not disappoint or not deliver on the promise of what they should be for their kids. That's one element for Diane. The other element for Diane is the obstacle of trying to get back to her own fun, youthful, childlike self. And I think the Andy Garcia helps bring her out of that, but it's really something that she brings herself out of. And I think the dynamic is she feels so much pressure as a parent, but it's and she's kind of using that and projecting that onto her kids. And I think what she has to overcome is that sense of responsibility. She's struggling with something that I think happens to people at all ages, which is vulnerability and building up walls around yourself to protect yourself from all of the, potential disappointments that life can bring about. And I think she's hidden behind her success, and she's been so driven and so afraid of intimacy, and she's hidden her fear of intimacy by being so open with physical affection. Sex, yes, love, never. And I think she has to overcome that ability to be vulnerable with someone else and believe that you're worthy of their vulnerability as well. Sharon has lost her belief in herself. Sharon's obstacle is her own self-worth. She's a victim of what society says, which is women at this age are no longer relevant, no longer sexy, no longer should be in physical relationships, no longer have sex appeal. No one would find them, attractive. And so she's up against her own reflection of society's point of view that women at a certain age don't have worth in this capacity. And so she's shut that off and just focused on her career and being a very successful, powerful federal judge. And what she has to overcome is her belief that, yeah, she is worthy, and yeah, she can put herself back out there, and yeah, there's maybe someone out there who's gonna, fall in love with her and enjoy her company, and she'll enjoy his. And I think it's a real challenge for people of all ages to believe that, like, yeah, I'm worth someone else's time and love. For Carol, wanting to maintain that excitement and that physical relationship with her husband is the obvious obstacle for her. But the subtext of that is the ability to communicate what you want. And I think, part of what the book does and part of what Carol learns to do is ask for what she wants and have that level of open communication with her husband that sometimes in a long relationship is the thing that goes away, where you get comfortable and you get complacent and you forget that people aren't mind readers, and she needs to go and ask and listen. And I think for her, the obstacle is to overcome that communication breakdown. One of the things that this movie being about a book club, it's about people coming together and talking and sharing their thoughts and feelings and in the same room and looking each other in the eye and building on that experience over decades. And I think that friendship between the characters, what we hope in the movie is we hope that fabric of friendship is part of why people are drawn to the movie, which is these women, they've been friends for so long, and they all support each other, and they all want great things for the other, but they're also there when the other people are, having a hard time, but they're also there to be like, hey, get off your ass and go do something. And I think that is friendship. And you're there in the good times and the bad times, but you're also there to like call someone out when they're not fulfilling their own expectations of themselves. And I think that friendship, to me, it's like it's one of the main themes of the movie. It's one of the things that the movie is about. It's about these people coming together and having that time to, share and hopefully draw strength and power from each other.